Good morning. Today is Wednesday, November 13th. And we'll see if all these potholes are covered with all the snow and ice. The street is pretty icy. It's like a little ice pond right now. Let's see. See if this works. I think it's going to be a bumpier ride. It's already looking like it, so I am going to pull over once I turn the corner here and see if I can adjust you so you don't bounce around so much, because you seem to be bouncing a little bit more than I want. But I have to wait until it's clear, because not everybody clears off with the messes from the plows. Because it's nice that they plow the street, but they don't necessarily do a really good job with it. So let me see if I can pull over here. I don't want to pull somewhere where I'm going to get stuck in the ice. This looks pretty good right here. We'll see. We'll see if this works. I'll be right back. Well, I have a feeling this isn't going to work too much better. We'll see. Anyway, today is Wednesday, November 13th. I'm going to get an oil change. And I know people are saying, do you really need an oil change that bad that you're going to drive in this weather? If I don't learn how to drive, well, I know how to drive in it, but if I don't drive in this weather, that means I'm housebound until April. I cannot be housebound. So, slow and steady. I'll get there. And it's just, I think once I get to the main roads, it won't be as icy because they've salted. But then again, it was so cold, the salt doesn't work. So I'll just be extra special careful. And I have to get some gas, because especially in the winter, I don't like it to get below half, because I don't like it to freeze, because there's a strong possibility that that can happen. So I'd like to keep it at least a half, if not a little bit above a half. And then after I get my oil change, I'm going to meet Esther Newman. She's here from England, visiting her family. And so we're going to meet. We originally had said we were going to meet at Red Robin. Well, we were going to meet at Macomb Mall and then go for a walk. But I don't know. I just don't feel like walking today. I'm kind of taking a week off of exercising, which is not a good thing, I know. But I just needed a week. And I know I'll get back to it on Monday. I don't have a doubt. And once I get back to it, see this, these are salted. These are nice. I'll get back to it next week. I just needed a week off. I just, it's just the weather. I have to acclimate to it. I mean, I live in Michigan, so this is, get used to it. Suck it up, Buttercup, because this is just the beginning. We set all kinds of records. The most snowfall. Christy ended up in her city. She ended up with 10.5 inches. We ended up with 8.5. Jim's way up north where they get so much snow. He said they have a dusting on the ground. So who's to know what's going on? I'm telling you, it's just. And we set records for all-time lows. Last night the actual temperature went, I think, 7 below. It was cold last night. I almost got up and turned my heat up, but then I thought, you got to get out of the bed to do that. And so I just rolled over and said, you'll be fine. And I was. But anyway, we had. So then I said, well, I really don't feel like walking. Long story short, why don't we just meet for coffee? I'll have tea, she'll have coffee. And she says, oh, that's a good idea. So we originally said we were going to meet at Red Robin, but I think I'm going to, when she calls, because she's doing some running too, I think I'm going to go to Panera and get the 10 vegetable soup. I have to look it up on the purple plan to see how many points it is. But I think on the blue plan, it was 1 point or 2 points, something like that. So I'm thinking that the purple plan, it might even be less, or at least the same, but we'll see. So Carrie got a hold of me, and she wants to do a collab, and so she'll probably be talking about that a little bit on her video. And so I'll let her tell you about it. And then I was going to make, for my breakfast today, I was going to make my breakfast casserole for my cockapole. Oh, I said it right. But if I have the soup, then I won't have that today. I'll have it tomorrow. And then, what else was I going to do? Let's go to the post office and get some stamps, because I got to send out some thank you notes. And Sparkling Susan, I'm almost positive I did get your letter and read it, but I'm not really sure. I have it sitting on my desk with my other cards that I have to send thank you notes with. So I'll have to double check. It just kind of came into my mind just now. But my question is, I had last night for a snack. I didn't have what I was going to have for dinner. I was going to make a chicken stir fry. And then it just got, the night got away from me and it just was late. So I just had an egg salad sandwich with some pretzels and some diet cranberry juice for my dinner with a sugar-free chocolate pudding. But then I did get a little hungrier later on, so I ate a chocolate mousse Built Bar, which was very good. I did like that one too. But I'm wondering if anybody else had this problem, if it's just coincidental, if it had something to do with the eggs and the pretzels, I don't know. But I had so much gas after I ate that. I could not stop burping. I was burping till I went to bed. And just not like little burps, I mean like major burps. And I didn't feel sick or anything like that. And I did like the Built Bar, but I just found it so odd and coincidental that right after I ate it is when I had so many issues with gas. So I'm just curious if anybody else has had those issues. Oh, I gotta wait for a pump. This is unusual, waiting for a pump. Oh, she looks like she's done. And she's at my favorite pump. I know, it's so silly to have a favorite pump, but I don't know why. It's where I go if she's done. It looks like she's done. Or do I need to swoop around? Oh, here she goes. And with that, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to pull in here and get my gas and then get on the expressway to go over to get my oil change. So I will talk to you guys in a bit. We're doing a video for
Hi everybody. I got to meet my friend Sandy again here in the great town of Michigan.
I didn't realize, I thought I picked a better place for a restaurant.
It's okay. It's the company that counts.
But we're having fun.
It's good to meet each other again and seeing all of our progress. Whether it's large or small, it doesn't matter. It's still progress.
Yep. It could be better for me, but
it's been great for you. What are you talking about? You're my hero.
All right, see you guys later.
Bye.
Well, I had a good lunch. I met Esther at Panera, and I got the 10 vegetable soup. I got a cup of it. It's really good, and it was 1 point on all the plans. I looked on the purple plan, the blue plan, and the green plan. I looked at all three of them. And I just got a cup. If you have a bowl, it's two points. So it was very filling. And then I did have the little baguette roll, which was 4 points on all the plans. So that brought my lunch up to 5. And then I got a half of a turkey sandwich, which was 6 points on all 3 plans, which was, I don't know, it was weird. Because I like to look at all 3 plans. I'm like kind of anal that way. But, so my lunch was what, 6, 7, 11 points. And so that left me, on the purple plan, I get 16 points in the day. So I had 5 points left. And when I came home, I had a cheese stick. Later on, I had a cheese stick for 3 points and a hard-boiled egg and a banana. Those are all 0. And then for my dinner, I had I cut up a green pepper and a red pepper and a red onion and some mushrooms and a clove of garlic and a tomato, and I stir-fried them together in the one pan, and then I stir-fried some chicken. I had a chicken breast that I stir-fried, and then I put that all together, and I had it over a cup of rice, which was 6 points, so that put me at 17 points, and so I was 1 point over, but I'm still within my blue dot. So I think I had a pretty successful day. I was a little bummed after I left. I had called Esther. Esther lives in London, but she has family here, and so she had called me. We text back and forth a lot. We do a lot of messenger on Facebook, so we've been in connection. We've been connecting even when she was in England. And I did go out to lunch with her last year with Bertie. We went to Red Robin, but and she got 2 hugs out of me. She told me beforehand, so whatever. You know who I am. I'm just weird. But on the way after I left the car dealership where I got my oil change, I had just made the turnaround. I was just getting it back on the expressway, and the low pressure light came on in my car. And I thought that was weird because part of the oil changes, they check all your fluids and they rotate your tires and, they do all that stuff. And so I thought, they just rotated my tires, how come I have a low tire pressure? So we had lunch, and then when I was going back home after lunch, I thought, well, I'm gonna stop back at the dealership because, I could have put the air in my tire myself, but then I didn't know if it was just a faulty light that, maybe they forgot to reset, and I didn't want to have to deal with that. So as I pull in, the guy said, well, what are you talking about? What do you need to be done? And I said, well, I was just here about, like an hour ago getting an oil change, and then my tire light came on. He says, oh, we'll take care of that right away. And it was like within 10 minutes, so it wasn't too bad. But I was really getting a little upset because when I got my oil change, I was there for like an hour and 20 minutes while they were doing it. That's the problem when you do it at a dealership. Usually Jim and I just drop each other off, and then we go and do something, and then we come back and pick the car up. But, Jim's up north, so I had to do that on my own. And I was sitting next to another lady, and we were watching the impeachment hearings, and we both had a different opinion of it. And I like that we both had an intelligent conversation, and we both said our own perspective of what we thought of the impeachment hearings. And in the end, we didn't agree. But it was nice to, like see another person's point of view and, hear their talking points, and they could hear my talking points. And it was a healthy discussion. Never got mean or, insulting or anything like that. It was just nice to see both perspectives. And then my car was done, and I went and met Esther and had a really good time. And then I came home, and this time I drove up to my mail. My mailbox is, we're not on a rural route, but the mailboxes are by the street, and so it's a driving route for the postman. And I didn't want to have to fight. There was no garbage cans to hang on to because the street still is a solid sheet of ice from the storm. And so I just drove up to my mailbox and reached in and got it and then pulled up into my driveway. I felt so lazy doing it that way, but it was the safer way to do it. So, gonna watch Survivor tonight. Dancing with the Stars, I was glad that, spoiler alert, go la 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 if you don't want to hear, but it was 2 days ago. That Sean finally went home. I know he had a really good following as far as people calling in, but it's the semifinals now, and he didn't deserve to be in the semifinals. So, and then on Survivor, I like a good blindside, and I think every week we've had a good blindside, so I'm kind of curious to see if there'll be another one tonight. I do like that show, and then I watch all the Chicago shows. And then by that time, it'll be like 2 o'clock, and I'll go to bed. And then I'll start this all over again tomorrow. So give this video a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and share. And Esther, if you're watching, I had a really good time. I had a really good lunch, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again. Okay, don't get excited. I do hear you. I actually had 20 points today because I forgot about the 3 points for the cheese stick. So I had 11 points for my breakfast, 0 points for my lunch. No, I meant, take that back. 11 points for my sandwich and my soup and my roll, 3 points for my cheese stick, and 6 points for my rice. So that's 6 and 3 is 9, and 11, that's 20. I get 16, but I still can go 10 over, so I was still within my blue dot. That's all that really matters. But I did hear you. I heard you guys. You're saying, Sandy, you forgot something yet again. Thank you.